This is the 2024 GMC Yukon XL Denali. And if you don't know, they refreshed it for 2025. I borrowed it from Jerry Seiner, Buick GMC here in South Jordan, Utah. Be sure to ask for Frank. Let's go ahead and check out the wind stickers so you guys can see pricing on this build. At the very top is the description. And here are the colors: sterling metallic with jet black interior. And be sure to pause it for the standard equipment. It's just a partial listing of everything that's on this one. Base price is $83,000, and here are all the options. So starting it off is the Denali Reserve package for $11,635, and it has a lot of nice features in there too. And the only other option on here is the sterling paint. Destination comes in at $1995 with a total price of $96,375. And here are the fuel economy numbers off to the left. I did a video on an AT4 and I mentioned the same thing. Online, the refresh doesn't look as good, but when you see it in person, it's like perfect. They did restyle the headlights. You can pretty much tell from like this part here. They also restyled the projector headlights too, and I'm pretty sure they're going to probably be a little bit better than last year's. I didn't like the output that the headlights had. Projector style fog lights down below, black trimming, some satin finish right here, and on that grill too, looks perfect. They also have the forward camera, which is going to come standard, adaptive cruise control, and this one does have the super cruise too. Front parking sensors, and they give them off to the side right here. Independent front suspension. Now surprisingly, this one does not have the air suspension. You'd almost think it would come a part of that $11,000 package, but fabric material for the liner, and then here are the tires. This is a 22-inch wheel, which was an option as you guys saw, and it has a Denali badge right here. And these are the Bridgestone tires. Tire size is right down here. It's a 275/50/22. And then here are the capacity for these tires if you care to see that. 2,403 pounds at 44 psi. Some of the badging off to the side right here. Painted mirror caps. Not a lot of chrome on this one. And then here's just a side view of it. But you can pretty much tell all the trimming like here is a satin finish. It's not like this bright chrome that you see here. Puddle lights, cameras, turn signals, blind spot monitoring right there. All this is chrome, and then they have a little chrome accent around the door handles too. Smart key system on the front and rear doors. And then you have these power deployable running boards, and it does have the perimeter lighting too, so it will light up the ground at nighttime. What do you guys think about the wheel design? It's kind of similar to the Denali Ultimate wheels from 2024. And you do have an option to get 24-inch wheels on this model too. Chrome, or actually that might be a satin finish. Yeah, this is a satin finish on these roof rails here. 28-gallon fuel tank. And then they did restyle the taillights. They have a better look to them too. And I didn't mention, but you have the animations on the headlights and the taillights too. There's a lot going on, so let's unpack it back here. You have the parking sensors that are, again, off to the side right here. You have the quad exhaust. They hide the hitch. You have two cameras out back, and they have a sprayer right here to clean them off. You can open the rear glass. Nothing new, but just worth mentioning. And of course, on this high trim level, you're going to have a power liftgate too. This one does have the power third row seat. And shockingly, you have to hold it too. I would have thought that it would just go down automatically once you push the button. Now, under the floor back here, a little bit of storage. And then nice accent here. Here's the button to put the tailgate back down. I didn't mention it, but you do have tie downs on both sides too. But overall, subtle changes on the exterior But let's go ahead and check under the hood and then we'll show you the biggest changes on this SUV. GM is still powering on with these naturally aspirated V8s. They have the 6.2 and the 5.3. This 6.2 liter did come standard on this one. It's going to have 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes through a 10-speed transmission. And as you guys saw on the fuel door, you do have to burn premium. It's recommended, but if you're going to get this engine, I would just say go ahead and burn that premium, because then you won't get those horsepower and torque numbers. This is where the biggest changes were made on this SUV. I do like the overall design on this wood. You have that lighter color, then it goes to like a burnt effect here. Seat memories, satin finish, piano black with more of that satin here. All this is soft touch, and the leather does feel really good on here too. I like that stitching pattern that they give you. But the rest of this down here is going to be hard plastic. And check out the speaker grill for the Bose sound system too. And then here are the seats. You have a 12-way seat, and they give you the satin finish around these knobs. They don't have to do that, but it's just a nice attention to detail that they give you. Denali badge right there. And then here's the dash. You have some leather wrapping, more satin finish, and then here are all your controls, 360. You have your parking sensors, you can disable those, auto stop start, traction control, downhill assist, and this is like a self-parking, and then your lane keep assist, electronic parking brake, full drive system. You have automatic and drive modes, lighting and trailer brake, and this is going to be fully power, tilt and telescoping. Perforated leather on the seats. You see more of that cross stitching right there, or X stitching, whatever you want to call it. Denali badge right there. Let's go and check out the passenger side. 12-way seat, and when I say 12-way, the lumbar does go up and down, in and out, so I'm including that for that too. You see that wood trimming? It looks really nice on this trim level too. And you have leather wrapping here, Denali badge right there. That is a cover too. I'll show it to you guys in a second. A little bit of storage, soft touch. And then check out this center console too. They give you a Denali badge, more of that stitching pattern. It's really done well. They did a great job on this refresh interior. Grab handle only on this side in the front, not on the driver's side. If you push this button here, there's some extra storage above. And again, all this is wrapped in leather. And out back, no curtains, but you have the captain's chairs in the second row. It also has these screens here. You guys saw that on the window sticker and the size of them. I can't remember off the top of my head now, but heated seats. They give you the HDMIs for those, and you have the Type-C USBs, 120 volt power plug, some cup holders right there. Now this seat does flip out like this, but there's really no need to do this because obviously you can just climb back in that second row without doing that. The only negative about these seats are they're not seat memory, so they just go forward and you have to push them back every single time. There's a grab handle right here, and on these screens I don't see that they have any USBs or anything on them too for charging, so everything's pretty much down there. In the third row, this is considered a 7-passenger. They provide your one USB on each side, cup holders, but the rest of this is going to be hard plastic. They do give you like a soft material here to rest your arm on, and those third row seats are perforated leather with that stitching pattern still. They did a great job. Here's the steering wheel, some of your controls. It's going to be for your Super Cruise, and then this is for your paddle shifters. That's your gear limiter. This is going to control this 11-inch screen, 16.8-inch screen right there, and your new push button start button is right there, wrapped in leather. This is all wrapped in leather too. Here's some of that burnt wood design. It's a really nice attention to detail there. Heads-up display is up here, and all this, as I said, is wrapped in leather. So this 11-inch screen has this button, right? Let's go ahead and push it, and you guys can see that you have the full screen navigation on this side, and they have this menu here, shows the RPMs and the adaptive cruise control. And then they have this menu, it shows the date and time. And then they have a few more things and menus that you can see right there. The steering wheel is a lot thicker for 2025. I think most people are gonna like that. You guys did see this button here. Now, this 16.8-inch display is, I think it's a huge update for the interior. Some people don't believe so. They give you a button on the side here. I just noticed that. If you hold it, it gives you this clean screen. It does show the date and time and temperature on that side too. I said date too, but it's just the time and the temperature. On this menu here, you can swipe it up and down. You can also customize it, so if you have an Apple phone, you can put that in the top corner. One thing that's worth mentioning, this is a little different from last year. They give you these gauges here, which I think a lot of people are gonna like, especially men. But if you like your trip information, it's now in this menu. So trip information, current trip, fuel economy, engine hours. If you want to put your trip information to the driver display, you see what just happened? It will put it in the center there. So that's how you're gonna have to see that, and that's where you reset it at. Another button worth mentioning is this one here. If you do park in the garage, or if you have a gate for your house, your home link system that's what it used to be called. It would be like up here typically. Now it's inside of here. You can do up to 8 remotes with this too. Your child safety locks in here. You can control your power running boards and your heads-up display right there. Climate controls still have hard buttons, but if you want to control your seats, you will have to push on the screen there. It does stay illuminated, which is nice. Now, something else worth mentioning too is you do have climate on the screen too. So sometimes people just like to touch a screen. So they're kind of getting people prepared, because I'm pretty sure the next redesign, this is all you're gonna have here, right? And settings is on this menu too. So you can pretty much customize this screen if you like. And they have this widget, as I call it, and you can just have multiple things set up here. But if you have your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, that's most likely what you're going to be using most of the time there. But overall, right down here, you have a wireless charger for the phone, 2 USBs Type C, Type A. There is a cover there and here. Everyone's kind of going to this piano black tube. I like it, but if you don't know how to clean this, it looks trashy over time. So you can't just wipe this with anything. Check out that wood design here. And I like how it kind of curves up too. More soft touch and storage there. And then here is the center console. Twin panel moonroof was an option on this trim level 2. LED lights. You can drop the seats from up here too. You can open the lift gate. You can close the curtain for that twin panel if you like. And check this out. You have these arrows here, and watch what happens. You can slide this back, and it does hide this storage here. Now, I didn't mention this in the last video, but the reason why they do this is my wife used to have a big purse, and instead of having to put it on the floor or put it in the seat, you can just put it right here. And then this does still slide as well, so that way you can still have an armrest if you're a little bit shorter and have to push the seat up. So overall, this is well thought out. This is the only SUV that has this option, and it's a nice feature to have. As I said, if you have a big purse, then it's nice to be able to put it in this area for yourself. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. If you plan on towing, or if you're a business owner, these numbers might be important, but gross axle rating is 3,800 pounds. The rear is 4,300 pounds. 7,700 pound gross vehicle weight rating and 22/9 wide wheels. Towing capacity is 7,800 pounds with that 6.2 liter. 1,431 pounds of payload capacity. Tire pressure is 36 all the way around. All in all, I think that this is a really nice option in the segment. This is probably the best full-size SUV you can get when it's all said and done, because of the features you get, the price point. I mean, it is expensive, don't get me wrong, and you still have a Denali Ultimate and an AT4 Ultimate above this one, but for what you're getting in the styling, I think it's a home run, guys. I think that if you can go see one in person, I didn't like the front end of it when I saw it online. I was like, oh, I think it looks terrible, but in person, it's a totally different look. See you guys soon.